Hello, everybody. I'm inspired to share. I'm inspired to explore and investigate this idea of coming out. No, I'm not coming out as a gay man. I've done that already 20 years ago. However, that experience is very symbolic for what I'd like to share today. I'm talking about coming out from a spiritual perspective, however. But in many ways, it's analogous to coming out as gay. When I was in the closet, before I came out, I remember a sense of constriction, a sense of separation, a really strong sense of separation from others, especially the people closest to me and the people that I loved. And this sense of separation came from this real secret, this deep secret that I had, that I was gay, or this secret that I had thoughts of being attracted to the same sex. And in holding that secret and keeping hidden what was there, I often found myself doing things I may not have wanted to do, saying things that I may not have really meant. I remember monitoring my thoughts, the way I acted. I remember trying to live up to the ideal of what I thought I was supposed to be. So if that meant dating women or having ideas of getting married or beginning to think that I had to live a certain way and a certain life, I remember putting effort to try to control who I am. As if I can actually do that, right? And so, while in the closet, there's a real sense of disconnection from others because I wasn't free. Wasn't free in my thoughts, wasn't free in the way I was being, not free in sharing what I wanted to do in life. And so eventually I did come out because I couldn't take it anymore. It ultimately became very claustrophobic. And in coming out, despite of all the fears of judgment and rejection and the fear that I wouldn't be loved, I came out, and yes, there were emotions. Yes, there were certainly feelings that came up. But there was also this release, this burden just kind of coming off the shoulders. It's done. I'm free. But here I am 20 years later saying there's another coming out. It's the only coming out that really matters. And it's coming out as spirit. It's coming out as spirit. I think what we'll find is if we're really honest with ourselves, we're not always out as spirit. In fact, every time we try to monitor who we are by controlling behaviors or by acting in a certain way in order to live up to an image, we're hiding the truth of what we are. We're hiding our spirit. We're suffocating our inspiration because we have fear of perhaps what people would think, what people would say, what potentially may be the a repercussion of what our choices would lead to. Whatever it is we're afraid of, we try to minimize it by making this identity, this self-image, this ideal of ourselves in this world, whether it be good friend, good son, good lover, whatever have you. But we're not feeling or not being the truth of what we are. And we all know what that feels like. It could be as simple as showing up to a party that you didn't want to go to because you felt you had to. Or perhaps it is doing something you don't want to do because you're afraid of letting someone down. It could be pretending to be something that you're not. And the truth is, when we're in the world believing that we are people with identities that are separate, seeking fulfillment in something outside, that is what we're doing. We're pretending to be something we're not, because in truth, we are whole and complete. We are spirit. We are loved. You are loved. I love you. And that is what wants to come out. That spirit within wants to come out and just be. There is no sin. So it's not like in coming out as spirit and being what you want to be and deciding with your heart in any way, shape, or form that is going to harm us, although the ego would have us think that somehow if we are true to our spirit or true to our heart and our calling and what we want to do or desire to do, that somehow it would be perceived that we are overstepping our boundaries. We're not maintaining the role that we're supposed to maintain in this world. But in truth, the only way to get what we want, it's not even a getting, the only way in this world for what we truly are to emerge is to let go of this idea that we are not spirit and that we are bodies and that we are limited in form. And so coming out is acknowledging that spirit and demonstrating and teaching that truth in everything that we do. Moving forward with inspiration, not holding back because of fear, not minimizing ourselves for fear that somehow other people may be offended by it. It's about honoring what brings us joy. It's honoring what lights up in our heart. It's being free. And that's what we are. We're free. So we're coming out to be free. We're willing to let go of what we think we're supposed to be. We're letting go and forgiving this idea of who we're supposed to be for other people, what we're supposed to be for our success. We're giving up what we need to do to be successful, what we need to do to be good people, what we need to do to be light in the eyes of others. We're giving up this sense of false empathy that we have for others and other situations, and we're giving up the guilt for not living up to this false image in our mind. We're coming out as truth. And every moment is an opportunity to come out as truth. Every time we get afraid, I'm coming out as truth. I'm holding complete. Every time we judge someone else, we let them come out. We remember the truth about them. We see the spirit in them and we see their innocence. We let them just come out. We let everything just come out as it is without needing to alter or change or choose suffering. This spiritual process or the spiritual awakening is really the coming out of spirit. You know, when I came out as a young man, it was really the death of this identity of Craig being a straight man. It's the death of all the future wishes of getting married and having a family and doing all that stuff. It's the death of that to awaken to something that was truer. Now, 20 years later, here I am to say, I'm coming out again, and I want you to come out with me. Let go. Let's let the identity die. Let's let the identity of what we think we're supposed to be need to be. Things we get stressed out about, that we need to make happen. The things we need to force to happen. The things that we need, we believe we need to fulfill us and make us feel abundant. Let's let that identity die and accept the identity that is already here. Let that emerge. Let that come out. Abundance is within. It's just got to come out. The moment we say that we're not abundant, then we're putting ourselves in the closet. The moment we say we're not happy and can't be happy, we're putting ourselves in the closet. The moment we say we're afraid, we're putting ourselves in the closet. What's the self we're putting in the closet? The truth of who we are. See how animated I get? The truth of who we are. I love you. I'm coming out. I want you to come out with me. And together we come out as the one Holy Spirit in all of us. I love you.